Hi there, I'm Liyana Hassanel and this is Nightline, news making the headlines. Defeat in the PKR election. Rafizi, Nick Nazmi resign as cabinet ministers. And agreement on key issues, a boost for regional stability, says Prime Minister. Good morning. Economy Minister Datuk Sri Rafizi Ramli and Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability Minister Nick Ahmad have announced their resignations from the cabinet. Both ministers made this decision following their defeat in the PKR election last week. According to Rafizi, his resignation will take effect on June 17th. He failed to defend his position as PKR Deputy President when he lost to Nurul Izzah Anwar with a majority of nearly 6,000 votes. Following the defeat, the minister said he no longer has the party's mandate to continue holding a position in the cabinet. About 2 hours later, Nick Nazmi announced that he too was stepping down. The minister said his resignation will take effect on July 4th, adding that he made the decision after losing the PKR vice president post in the recent party election. Both Nick Nazmi and Rafizi confirmed that they had submitted their resignation letters to Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim. Late on Wednesday night, the Prime Minister's office in a statement said Anwar had approved Rafizi and Nick Nazmi's leave applications. The Prime Minister confirmed that he had received letters to resign and to go on leave from the Economy Minister and Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability Minister. According to the statement, after considering their leave applications, the Prime Minister agreed to approve both Rafizi and Nick Nazmi's requests. Any future decision on this matter will be announced later by the Prime Minister. In another development, the Prime Minister said Brunei's Sultan Hassanel is in good condition after being admitted to hospital a day earlier due to fatigue. The 78-year-old Sultan was admitted to the National Heart Institute, or IJN, in Kuala Lumpur, where he is expected to remain under observation for several days. Anwar and his wife, Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Aziza Wan Ismail, visited the Sultan at the IJN on Wednesday morning.
Dia rehat, keadaan baik, alhamdulillah, cuma dia nak rehat. Hamba yang sihat nak jumpa.
However, following medical advice, visits to the Sultan are restricted exclusively to members of the Brunei royal family to ensure a smooth recovery process. The Sultan is being closely monitored by IJN's medical team. Anwar also called on all Malaysians to pray for the Sultan's swift and full recovery. The just concluded 46th ASEAN Summit has opened a new chapter in cooperation between the 10 member countries and the Gulf Cooperation Council, GCC. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim said economic and trade linkages, as well as high-impact investment across borders, are the focus of the grouping's agreement at their Kuala Lumpur meet. Anwar said this during a panel session at the 2025 ASEAN GCC Economic Forum in Kuala Lumpur on Wednesday. Before regional and Gulf country leaders, the Prime Minister expressed his confidence in the great potential for cooperation between the two blocs to be elevated to a future level.
This was not what we anticipated. We anticipated some sort of a basic general understanding. But then when the leaders met, we said, look, there's no point having all this facade of having, big international conferences if we cannot persuade the team to come up with very substantive agreement.
The forum focused on addressing global economic challenges and shaping inclusive, sustainable policy solutions for the future. On technology, the Prime Minister noted that new legislation has to be introduced to enable artificial intelligence to operate independently without having to subject itself to the laws of the country. According to Anwar, although national laws protect a country's sovereignty, new legislation has to be enacted to transform new technologies.
AI so penetrative, so compelling that it covers the whole spectrum of governance and daily life, that we leaders have no choice but to try and grasp this new technology.
While Anwar is bullish about AI, he said concerns about values are also legitimate. He said while AI cannot be replaced, it must be coupled with the right values to protect the country, its society, identity, faith and character. On Tuesday, the 46th ASEAN Summit concluded under Malaysia's chairmanship. The two-day summit featured meetings between regional leaders on strengthening economic ties and advancing strategic cooperation. Qatari investors have expressed interest in strengthening partnerships with Malaysian companies as a gateway to expand into the broader ASEAN market. Key focus areas include food security and halal-certified products.
Well, I think all the sector will be equipped in the GCC. Everything will go, particularly in the food security, food product, many things, halal product also.
He added that such collaborations align with Qatar's efforts to position itself as a regional and global trade hub. He also described the ASEAN Summit chaired by Malaysia as successful in enhancing international trade networks. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, remains resolute in its move to forfeit a portion of assets belonging to the late former Finance Minister, Tun Dr. Daim Zainuddin, and his family, which it alleges were not lawfully declared. MACC Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Azam Baki said the Commission is also prepared to open more investigation papers as part of ongoing efforts to recover assets believed to be linked to unlawful enrichment.
Saya akan meneruskan tindakan yang telah diatur, telah dirancangkan bagi tujuan untuk merujuk hak harta-harta yang mana kita rasakan menyalahi perolehan, menyalahi undang-undang.
Met by reporters during the launch of University Islam Selangor's integrity policy, Azam was responding to a recent statement made by the lawyer representing Daim's widow, who described the forfeiture as unreasonable and without legal basis. Last week, the Chief Commissioner revealed that aside from the 2 billion ringgit in frozen local assets, the MACC believes there may be other undeclared assets located overseas.
I've been charged this morning with a criminal offence.
Trade between Malaysia and China surged to nearly 162 billion ringgit from January to April this year, driven by strong electronics exports. China remains Malaysia's top trading partner for the 16th straight year, accounting for 16.8% of the country's total trade in 2024. The Malaysia External Trade Development Corporation, or MATRADE, says the momentum follows President Xi Jinping's recent visit, which strengthened ties in green development, digital economy and infrastructure. Malaysia will lead over 100 firms to the China ASEAN Expo this September, targeting growth in F&B, clean energy and innovation. As ASEAN chair, Malaysia aims to boost regional trade resilience, with MATRADE calling the expo a strategic gateway for SMEs and Sarawak entrepreneurs to tap into China's massive market. Media Prima Berhad posted a net profit of 6.9 million ringgit for the 9-month period ending 31st March, with total revenue reaching 634.5 million ringgit. The country's largest integrated media group achieved a positive performance amid challenging market conditions and ongoing industry evolution throughout the period. The results were supported by an 11% year-over-year growth in non-advertising revenue, which enabled the group to balance the impact of adverse market conditions on advertising revenue. The media group continues to navigate a complex market, which includes significant shifts in advertising and consumer behavior. Group Chairman Datuk Sri Dr. Syed Hussein Al-Junaid said the results reflect the ongoing dynamic nature of the media industry and broader economic conditions. He said the group remains steadfast in executing its 3-year strategic roadmap, which emphasizes enhancing content quality and premiumizing inventory. Group Managing Director Rafiq Razali said while certain segments faced headwinds, the group remains focused on cost management and the strategic execution of its business plan. Rafiq added that Media Prima will maintain a prudent perspective for the rest of the financial year, anticipating continued pressure on advertising expenditure due to economic uncertainties and the evolving media landscape. Global tech giant Microsoft has reaffirmed its commitment to developing Malaysia into a key regional hub for artificial intelligence. The plan includes the establishment of the Malaysia West Cloud region and an inclusive initiative known as Bina AI Malaysia. Its Executive Vice President, Scott Guthrie, said the company will focus on world-class AI infrastructure development and local talent building, alongside plans to establish a national AI innovation hub. The 10.4 billion ringgit initiative is one of Microsoft's largest investments in Malaysia to date. The technology company will also collaborate with Ernst & Young Malaysia, Malaysia's National AI Office, and the Petronas Leadership Centre for the initiative. The project is expected to generate 37,000 new jobs and contribute over $10.9 billion in economic value over the next 4 years. Drug trafficking syndicate busted in Johor with over 1.2 million ringgit seizure. This and more after the break.
Nak kerja buat apa? Ni aku nak buka bisnes kopi untuk kita ni.
Konsep bisnes kita ni mewah. Biji kopi tu sini kena rare.
Drama bersiri sulung Nik Amir Mustafa.
Aku rasa aku tak boleh jual lah band ni.
Lelaki tak bercerita, tapi diam-diam je. Move on. Bina life baru.
Tapi perangai you macam...
Tepi. Tepi. Ya, you tak apa. You okay.
Muat turun dan layan tonton sekarang. Semua favourite anda di sini.
Assalamualaikum Ustaz.
Waalaikumsalam. Saya bukan Ustaz. Nama saya Syafiq. Dr. Syafiq.
Saya Umar. Dr. Umar. Bekas suami Aminah. Masa dia dengan kau, dia ada simptom depression tak?
Mana ada? Thank you Syafiq. Sebab kau seorang je yang sudi dengar faham aku. Aku rasa kita sama doktor je yang akan faham.
Aku Bukan Ustazah 2 setiap Jumaat hingga Ahad 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Dah sedia untuk Karnival Jom Heboh Kuala Lumpur? Banyak aktiviti menarik menanti di booth studio tonton drama sangat. Pertandingan cosplay Ejen Ali untuk dewasa dan kanak-kanak. Maskot Ejen Ali dan Ejen Elisha pun ada. Test level berani di Thrill Rumah Hantu. Juga temui barisan pelakon drama sangat, personaliti TV3, TV9 dan Tonton. Jumpa di studio tonton drama sangat Karnival Jom Heboh Kuala Lumpur di KL Base 30 Mei hingga 1 Jun ini, okey? Jom!
Boleh cakap ini sebuah filem yang memang gempak lah, anak-anak semua enjoy. Dia orang tengok filem 2 jam tapi tak blink langsung, gelak ketawa semua. Saya nampak dia punya level of animation dia memang dah meningkat tinggi. Air dia, rambut semua, movement, action semua memang gempak. So jom kita ramai-ramai support filem ni. Sebuah filem Malaysia yang memang patut dibanggakan. 10/10 memang mantap.
Thanks for staying with us. In Johor, a drug trafficking syndicate operating via the WeChat app has been dismantled following a special operation by police last week. 7 individuals, including 2 foreign women, were arrested with drugs worth over 1.2 million ringgit seized. The arrests were made in 2 separate raids involving an apartment in Skudai and a house in Johor Bahru. The 5 men and 2 women detained were identified as nationals from Vietnam and Myanmar. Johor Police Chief Dato' M. Kumar said all suspects aged between 29 and 54 are believed to be part of the same syndicate. The seized narcotics include ecstasy, heroin, ketamine, and Aramin 5 pills. Investigations revealed that the syndicate had been active since January last year, using mobile applications to conduct transactions. More than 8,600 individuals have been arrested in a massive crackdown on illegal gambling activities across the country. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Razaruddin Hussein said over 6,000 raids were carried out under a special operation dubbed Ops Dadu Khas.
Hasil daripada semua serbuan tersebut, BDRM telah merampas 3,464 peranti elektronik termasuk komputer, tablet, telefon bimbit dan wang tunai melibis 1.6 juta ringgit. Gerakan bersepadu ini.
He was speaking during the Criminal Investigation Department's monthly assembly at Bukit Aman. Apart from Ops Dadu Khas, the police also recorded success in Operation Cyber Guardian, a joint initiative aimed at tackling cybercrime, involving police forces from Singapore, Malaysia, Japan, Hong Kong, South Korea, and Thailand. In Pulau Pinang, 4 men pleaded not guilty in the Butterworth Sessions Court on Wednesday to charges of injuring a man with a parang on May 16th. K. Ravindran, 28, and D. Satya, 32, were jointly charged along with 2 others still at large with causing grievous injuries to 36-year-old Ui Jingwei using a parang. Ilyas Kalairasan Abdullah, 33, and B. Tanabala Singham, 53, were charged with abetting the crime. Ravindran and Satya were charged under the Penal Code for voluntarily causing grievous hurt with a dangerous weapon. Ilyas Kalairasan and Tanabala Singham were charged under the Penal Code for abetment. The offence carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison, as well as a fine or whipping upon conviction. Judge Noraza Kasran set bail at 7,000 ringgit for each of the accused and fixed July 1st for mention. In Terengganu, a pharmaceutical company was fined 50,000 ringgit by the Kuala Terengganu Sessions Court on Wednesday for displaying misleading prices for goat milk products on its premises 3 years ago. Judge Nazliza Muhammad Nazri ruled Lau and Tan Pharmacy Sdn Bhd guilty after finding that the prosecution had succeeded in proving its case beyond a reasonable doubt at the end of the defense case. The company was charged with displaying a misleading price on the product, a can of goat milk powder. The price on the sales shelf was 89 ringgit and 90 cent, but the price attached to the milk can was 91 ringgit and 90 cent. The offence was allegedly committed at the pharmacy premises in Kuala Terengganu on May 25, 2022. The charge was framed under the Consumer Protection Act 1999. Pakistan storms trigger floods, landslides, leaving 10 killed. The details when Nightline returns.
Kerja dengan anak muda yang lebih cenderung kepada teknologi terkini kan.
Pada awalnya saya nak perlukan orang yang legend yang boleh memberi kata semangat lah kepada anak-anak muda.
Kita dah ada department effect, yang mana department effect tu dia boleh generatekan effect tu dalam dunia 3D.
Ada interaction yang banyak dengan audience, so audience akan lagi seronok.
Jadi peminat-peminat Ejen Ali akan suka sebab lama juga diorang tunggu kan.
Ada idea drama yang boleh viral atau nak jadi pelakon di TV3? Pitch story korang selama 10 minit berserta slide presentation ke TV3. Atau sertai pencarian pelakon drama sangat pada 14 Jun di Universiti Malaya dan Dallas University 21 Jun. Berumur 18 hingga 25 tahun. Tak kisah nak genre romantik, komedi, cinta atau isu semasa pun boleh. Menang hadiah terkumpul RM9,000 jika idea korang diterbitkan oleh Media Prima. Atau boleh berlakon sekali dalam karya drama sangat.
Siapa lelaki yang Muaz masukkan tu?
Tolong jangan buat saya macam ni.
Tok, Mak.
Jangan cakap dengan saya selagi awak tak rasa betapa terseksanya saya tunggu jawapan awak.
Mak tetap nak ceraikan Nadia.
Firaj tanya pasal Zara?
Ya.
Ingat I bodoh ke? You letak tracker dalam kereta I sebab you nak intip I kan? Nadia binti.
Bukan ipar sempurna. Isnin hingga Jumaat, 7 malam. Di Akasia TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Saya punya stroke tak ada sengit-sengit, tapi pergerakan dia tak kuat lah, perlahan kan.
Doktor pun pesan, jangan tinggal. Bila dia berjalan, dia pegang je ni, dia pegang. Tapi bila dia tegak tu, saya dah risau. Dia tegak macam ni tak apa. Dia tegak ke tiba-tiba, dung.
News from the foreign front. A Cambodian soldier was killed on Wednesday after an exchange of gunfire with the Thai army at the border, a rare fatality in a long-sensitive frontier region. According to the Royal Thai Army, the clash happened after Cambodian soldiers started firing near Ubon Ratchathani province in Thailand's east. In response to the gunshots, Thai soldiers fired back, leading to an exchange lasting around 10 minutes before the Cambodians requested a ceasefire. The Cambodian Royal Army, in the meantime, claimed that Thai soldiers had attacked their troops first, who were on border patrol duty in northern Preah province, which borders Ubon Ratchathani. It added that a Cambodian soldier was killed during the fight and that the body has been transported from the border for a funeral. Thai Defence Minister Phumtham Wichayachai said the situation has been resolved and that both sides did not intend to open fire at each other. Over in Pakistan, at least 10 people were killed and 43 injured as strong winds and thunderstorms triggered flash floods and destroyed homes in central and northern parts of the country. 4 women and a man died in Pakistan-administered Kashmir, 3 in northwestern Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, while another 2 died in Punjab. Officials said 1 person is still missing, adding that 12 houses and a mosque were destroyed in one village. Previously on Saturday, storms killed at least 14 people and injured over 100 more across the country, which is grappling with increasingly frequent extreme weather events blamed on climate change. According to the National Disaster Management Authority, stormy weather is expected to continue in northern and central parts of the country until Saturday. At least 43 people were killed on Wednesday in Israeli strikes on Gaza, including 8 fatalities in the northern strip, following an attack on the home of a Gazan journalist. The strike on the journalist's house, located in the Al-Saftawi neighborhood, was launched at approximately 2 a.m. local time, and multiple more have continued since. In a separate incident, 6 Palestinians were killed when another residence in central Gaza was struck by the Zionist regime. Another 2 Palestinians were also reportedly killed in Israeli strikes on Abbasan, east of Khan Yunis in the southern Gaza Strip. Despite growing international condemnation, Israeli attacks on the besieged enclave have continued unabated. Meanwhile, at least 1 person was killed and 48 injured after the Israeli military opened fire on crowds rushing into an aid point in Gaza. Thousands of Palestinians had reportedly rushed into the center as Israel implemented a new distribution system that bypasses the United Nations. The aid distribution, run by the controversial US-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, and the ensuing chaos saw fences being torn down and security overwhelmed. The incident in Rafah in the southern Gaza Strip comes days after the partial easing of a total 8 blockade imposed by Israel on March 2nd, leading to severe shortages of food and medicine. The UN has called the new aid mechanism unfeasible and warned that starvation should not be used as a weapon. We're back with sports. Football. Malaysian soil stunned Ruben Amorim and his Red Devils with the ASEAN All-Stars team winning 1-0 at the Bukit Jalil Stadium on Wednesday. The captain of the Myanmar men's national football team, Man Luin, scored the only goal in the 71st minute of the match. In front of over 72,000 cheering fans, the All-Stars were first to set the tone as they started sending shots towards United keeper Andre Onana. The All-Stars brought in Boon Pachan Boon Kong and Muhammad Adib Abdul Raub before half-time, but the score remained 0-0. The fixture was part of United's post-season tour, and they will be heading to Hong Kong next to take on the national team on Friday. Turning to badminton, the 2025 Singapore Open. 6 out of 8 Malaysian shuttlers have advanced to the second round, guaranteeing at least one representative into the quarterfinals. Goza Fei and Nur Izzuddin Rumsani needed just 32 minutes to secure a 21-13, 21-11 victory against Taiwan's Li Fangqi and Li Fangzhen. They will next face compatriots Wan Arif Wan Junaidi and Yap Roy King, securing a spot for Malaysia in the quarterfinals. Junaidi and Roy King meanwhile advanced to the second round after beating French duo Eloy Adam and Leo Rossi 21-13, 21-18 in only 36 minutes. Joining them into the round of 16 are Man Wei Chong and Kai Woon Ti. The 8th-seeded duo displayed an impressive performance, beating Taiwanese pair Chen Ji-Rei and Lin Yu-Chia 21-18, 21-19. They next face China's Huang Di and Liu Yang in the next round. Top men's doubles pair Aaron Chia and So Hu Yik also maintained their impressive form at the Singapore Open with a victory over Denmark's Frederik Sogaard and Rasmus Kjær, securing their second-round spot with a 21-19, 24-22 win in 44 minutes. Top women's doubles pair Pearly Tan and Tina defeated Hong Kong's Lui Lok Lok and Zhang Huyan 21-16, 21-18 in a mere 33 minutes to advance to the second round. In the singles event, men's national shuttler Leong Junhao received a free pass into the next round after a walkover from China's Lei Lanqi, handing him a timely boost in his quest to replicate his quarterfinal finish at the Super 750 event last year. That wraps up Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look as nature-loving artists get their hands dirty to turn trash into something trendy, upcycling used glass bottles into works of art through the Kavi the Poetry Art Project. With that, I'm Liyana Hassanel. Thank you for watching and be well, Malaysia.